closer, no matter how far I go. And that don't stop me, yeah, I get locked up, they won't let me out. Yeah, I get locked up, they won't let me out. I'm locked up, they won't let me out. No, they won't let me out.
Mr. Rosa, I'm giving you direct orders to go behind your door, please.
I'm not. I've been spoken to in a threatening manner before, but nothing quite that threatening.
I've seen crack houses better in condition than this.
Did you expect Earl Stoke to be like the Ritz?
There's more drugs in prison than there is on the out.
Yeah, that's done.
All the time.
Move the iron then.
Definitely Bullingdon is the worst prison out of the 34 prisons I've been in.
No idea what you're talking about. Get out my nose off. This is where it really starts.
Bottle of faeces and urine been thrown all over the wing office.
Oh, look at that. £13 on eBay, approximately £250 in here.
Bend it down! Bend it down!
You keep talking, you're going to go with the seg.
Excuse us, lads.
You know, society washes their hands with these guys. I don't want to do that.
Basically, I kept my friend hostage. I'm sorry about this, I'm very sorry, but go with it. And she was like, what do you mean? And then I pulled out the blade.
Tracy!
Britain's prison estate stretches from Inverness to Dartmoor. Over 6 months, we followed the extremes of life inside. From women's prisons, young offender institutes,
Leon, stop arsing around, mate. We're moving cells.
to high security jails.
Have you been doing drugs?
It's a system that costs the UK taxpayer over £4.8 billion every year. In addition, millions more pours through our jails every day, directly into the hands of prisoners.
He has told us, while he's been in custody, he's made just over £280,000 by selling mobile phones and drugs. And he's only been in 8 months. Some of us got to work a decade to earn that much.
I'm going to be Gemma up.
Go on, then, smash all up.
For the 300 female prisoners at Downview, money is crucial to survive. They get it from prison jobs, from friends and family,
Come on, ladies.
and from some rather unorthodox sources.
Hello, Peter. How are you? Did you put that money in the bank account? Oh, why not?
For 31-year-old repeat offender Gemma Janes, making money has always been the name of the game.
Now I'm an expert at shoplifting. Everyone is trying to hustle. I learned from young to manipulate everyone quite quickly.
Gemma is serving 5 years inside for burglary, but she's found a way of making money from men on the outside.
We put a little photo and a little message in a magazine, Lonely Hearts column. Most people put naked photos in there, but I won't do that. I don't put my photo in there, I put other people's, because I don't want no one to know, and I'm never going to meet these people. But some of them write filthy letters.
She's got a fan mail from my sugar daddies. All right, then.
Sugar
Thanks.
plums.
So he's wrote the same letter twice. Pussy,
Has he got
pussy.
dementia?
Pussy, pussy,
Dunno.
loves juicy pussy, loves pussy, pussy, love juicy pussy. I love both your pussy.
I never met
Hey,
them.
lucky man!
I never met them. £300.
Oh my God.
He's going to send me £300.
Where do you find these poor men? They're off the sugar daddy site, aren't they?
They're perverts. They're all perverts. They all want young girls to manipulate them.
I think you need to find a new way to get in
Yeah,
contact.
I know.
With drugs rife in prisons like Downview, it's easy for inmates to get into debt. Gemma is desperate for more money from one of her sugar daddies to pay off spice dealers on the wing.
Hello? How's it hanging? Did you get my letter? You know you haven't sent me money for about 2 weeks? 3 weeks? I've had to double bubble off people, yeah? And they're saying if it's not here, like within the next few days, I'm going to get beaten up. They send me money. I've just had a falling out with them because the prison decided to swap the letters over in the envelopes. Two men that I write to, they've swapped the letters over, so they've got each other's letter, so they're going mad at me and they're not sending me money right now. Shall I ring you back in a minute with the details, their details? My friend's to put it in her account. Not a bank account, you just put it in an envelope and post it. But I'm in trouble. Oh, whatever, bye. Send my photos back. I'll just send you loads of photos when I'm back. At first, I had about 14 of them. And then I got out, I never go and meet them, I never go and see them, and so slowly I've lost them all. It's naughty what I do, but I think if I was really a young girl, 16, 17, they'd be trying to manipulate me.
Across many prisons in Britain, Friday is Canteen Day. A chance for prisoners to buy treats with the money they earn inside and money they get from friends and family outside.
There she is!
As tobacco was banned in prisons in 2018, many inmates now buy vapes, which are very tradable.
They're worth a lot of money inside prison, 10 times what you pay outside. I think I'd heard recently that a lighter, a plastic disposable lighter, that you probably get 3 for £1 for in a pound shop, in prison is 50 or 60 quid.
And Lara was looking after me today because I could see an opportunity downstairs where the door was unlocked. I went in and I robbed 8 packets of vapes. And I'm that worried. I put 2 pairs of knickers on so that if they strip search me, and I put the towel around me, I've still got knickers on. And then in these knickers, I'm going to show you a secret as well. So when I get strip searched and I've got 2 pairs of knickers on, they won't know. Have a towel around me and I'll drop my jaws, but I've got another pair on. They're never going to know.
With violence and drugs endemic in Britain's jails, the authorities have drafted in 2,500 rookie officers across the country.
I've just said I'm going to... Put your head down, Put your head down!
Finished college, you're live now, aren't you? You need to step up, you need to take charge of these prisoners.
In HMP Bullingdon, Oxfordshire, an alarming 75% of officers are in their first 2 years of service.
Everybody's ignoring me. There's only about 15 officers.
All right. No need to shout at me. This is my first day live, mate, so give me some slack. Okay.
Today, former office worker John Aldridge is starting his first shift. He will have to control 65 inmates on one of the 3 spurs on Sea Wing.
What are you doing up here, buddy? What are you doing up here?
I was meant to go and have an injection in it, but
This sprawling prison is home to over 1,100 prisoners, ranging from shoplifters to murderers.
On the ones then, let's go, let's move on. Spur 3, please.
26-year-old John has just completed a 10-week college training course.
I decided to become a prison officer. I was trawling through job adverts and I clicked on it and had a read of the job description and I thought, actually, that sounds really quite interesting.
Violence against staff in Britain's prisons has risen dramatically as gangs of prisoners battle for control of the wings. It's up by nearly a third in the past 12 months. Bullingdon saw over 130 assaults on officers last year alone.
A little bit nerve-wracking. College seems quite a long way removed from here. Looking forward to actually, I guess, taking the training wheels off. It's basically like passing your test and taking the L plates off and putting the little green peas on.
It's 7:45 in the morning. Unlock at Bullingdon. John's first task is to check on the prisoners.
Step back a bit, mate, for us, mate. I just want to come in and have a chat.
I don't want to chat.
I don't want to talk through a door, that's all.
I don't want to talk. Nothing to talk about.
All right.
Not coming out for 10 minutes, then you bang me back up.
I'm not going to let you out now to go back behind your door.
Because you're so new, you don't really know what you're doing yet.
You giving me a bit of jip isn't going to help me learn, though, is it?
Do you want to fucking fall out of me?
No, I don't.
Why are you standing there causing me shit?
I'm not trying to cause shit. I just want.
What you're doing is aggravating the situation.
All right. All right, I'll go away.
They don't like it. That's it. You just leave behind their doors.
I thought I was going to be all right today. I don't feel all right now.
In need of serious advice on managing the prisoners, John seeks help from one of the most respected men on the wing, 35-year-old prisoner, top dog, Anthony Gooch.
Mills was really quite upset with me this morning.
Yeah, the thing is though, you can say something to someone and they can take it the wrong way and it's no fault of your own, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The thing is just finding that boundary in between
of
doing your job and giving a bit of leeway with certain people. He's come onto the wing and he's a typical new officer. He's doing everything by the book as he was trained. And if you do that, it sort of goes against the grain with certain inmates. If you had the attitude of coming in and going by the book, you sort of gain a lot of enemies very, very quickly. And as we've seen in the past, inmates have ways to deal with officers like this. Normally ends up with a big bucket of urine or excrement thrown over their head, or they're assaulted. So it is key that they come in and they get to know the people and they learn how the wing is run.
He's made threats to go up the bars, made threats to harm staff, made threats to disrupt the regime.
One officer who knows better than most how to gain the respect of the prisoners is Supervising Officer Mark Walker.
I'm the type of guy that will have a laugh and a joke with them. I'll take the mickey out of them, but they know that when I am serious and I need things to be done, the majority of the time it gets done.
It's a lesson that John needs to learn, and fast.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Oh what, dickhead? What are you going to do?
Do not call me a dickhead.
Oh what? Oh what? Oh what? Oh what? You're a dickhead.
I am not.
You're a dickhead.
No.
You're a dickhead, bro.
Do not.
You're a dickhead. You're a dickhead.
Do not talk to me like that.
Fuck up, you dickhead.
I have just been called a dickhead. That's what's just happened there. Multiple times.
Right? Try and distance yourself. When it's like
Yeah,
that,
I did my...
Just try... I know the adrenaline
My
kicks
brain,
in.
I was like... I was...
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, I was starting to get a little bit scared there, because he's bigger than me.
This is why this is our safe area. Just put distance between yourself. It's not backing off, it's not walking away.
No.
It's for your safety. He was just frustrated and not getting the right answer. You've just started, it's still a learning process. Some people get frustrated like that.
They do.
All right?
I've been spoken to in a threatening manner before, but nothing quite that threatening. And he's a big bloke.
He ain't competent enough to work in a prison. He don't know what he's doing. He just he's a bit of a feminine officer. I'm not being like racist or wherever you call that, but I think he's a bit soft to work in a prison. These people are coming out of college and then they're coming into here and they're locking up people that have done 8 years in prison that have knocked screws out every week. His mentality, he shouldn't be an officer. I don't think so, personally.
If you took Mr. Aldridge after doing 6 months here and stuck him in Wandsworth, oh my God. He'd quit. He'd quit the same day. I swear to God, he'd walk straight out and go, no, not for me. This is a newish officer. This is your perfect definition of... He's quite toned, he's fair, got a pretty mouth, and he's good. This is what we want.
There are over 3,800 women behind bars in Britain, and they are far more likely than men to be jailed for a first offence. And keeping order presents its own unique challenges.
A lot of people say I could never work with women, but they're not violent. It is a lot of mental games with them, but if you can deal with that side of it, then you can get on with it.
23-year-old Ellie Roberts is one of 6 officers who controls 100 inmates on C Wing. Today, she is having a weekly catch-up with prisoner Gemma.
Right, how's your week been?
It's been really good, actually.
You got a job on the wing as a painter.
And you've helped me so much.
Yeah.
And you haven't judged me, and you've, no matter what I've done, however naughty I've been, you've all supported me. I'm getting closer to my faith. I'm reading my religious books, and I'm not tempted to, I'm not getting cravings, because everything's positive right now and everyone's helping me. And I don't want to let everyone down, and I don't want to let myself down.
Ellie is impressed with Gemma's progress, but not everyone on the wing is so enamoured.
You little nitty, you little fucking fiend.
I'm ignoring her. She's doing this because she thinks I've had drugs and not shared it with her.
Well, have you?
No, I haven't. She wants me to beat her, innit? And I will beat her.
No, you won't. Would you just go backwards again? Gemma.
No, do it. Come, do it.
Gemma.
Come, Tracy. Move, move.
Move the iron then.
Come.
Move the iron then.
Come, because you think I've had something and I haven't.
Come on, Tracy, please.
Move the iron then. Tell her she's running out of the office for an iron.
Tracy.
No, you've let her run out of the office for an iron. Tell her to come round the door without it.
You do grass me up like
Tracy.
grass every other
You fucking
You're a
snitch.
grass.
You're a fucking snitch. You're a little wrong-un. Down and out wrong-un.
She's a grass. You put Lisa Pacey down the sink.
Why would you do that? Sit down.
Of course I'm going to move from an iron.
Because they're trying to provoke me, innit? They're trying to provoke me.
Yes, I know, and you're wise into it.
I don't give two shits. You started off, Lily. I love you. I'll phone you back. Now you started me off now. Go on.
Tracy!
Tracy! She wants me to lose my job, innit?
Tracy!
This is about you, you slag.
Why is she doing this? She was my friend, innit? She thinks I've had drugs without her and she's going on like this. I bet she don't even go on basic for that.
You run out the office with an
because
iron
she's
in your
threatening
hand.
me, miss. She's threatening me, obviously. I don't
You
fight.
don't need an iron to defend yourself, do you? Just sit
No.
down like I told you to.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
So, whatever, innit?
She just get in trouble a lot. She's a troublemaker, but she's funny. I think she's quite funny. I probably shouldn't think she's as funny as she is, but she is.
Despite Gemma's violent antics, she's recently found spiritual guidance in one of the most unlikely places.
I found a Quran on a bin one day, on a metal bin, when I was walking past. For some reason, I felt like, one, it shouldn't be on that bin, and one, it dropped out of the sky for me to read. When I find things, sometimes I think God's dropped it out of the sky for me to find. I've been in jail 2 years, nearly 2.5 years, and I've wasted my whole time here. I've fucked about with spice, I've just tried to kill my time. Now it's getting to the end of my sentence. I really regret it.
With only months left of her sentence, Gemma needs to keep her nose clean. But in prison, keeping away from trouble is easier said than done. Britain's prisons are bursting at the seams as more of us than ever are residing at Her Majesty's pleasure. 62% of British jails are overcrowded. Bigger numbers means ever greater pressure on the men and women who are responsible for maintaining order inside. At Bullingdon, 95 new officers have been recruited in the past year to help ease the strain.
Got all the landing cleaners in one go. Happy days.
New officer John Aldridge needs to be on his toes. He's already been seriously intimidated and is desperate to gain some credibility with the prisoners.
Governor! Mr. Aldridge, Hackett, please. Mr. Aldridge, please, Hackett.
Oi, Frank! Frank!
The informal rules of prison mean officers rely on influential prisoners to help keep order. On C Wing, it's down to Anthony Gooch. He's on remand for 6 months for an armed robbery he says he didn't commit. On C Wing, he's trusted by officers.
I'm an insider and a violence reduction rep. So where a prisoner might find it a bit difficult to go and talk to an officer about certain problems he's got on the wing, whether he owes money for drugs or there's a bit of a beef from outside that's come into the prison, he can come to us so he doesn't think he's a bit of a grass for going to the officers, and then we can try and intervene and try and sort it out or sort a solution out without it becoming violent.
Supervising Officer Mark Walker is particularly concerned by one new prisoner.
You're here as a violence reduction rep.
Yeah.
Got an issues with one of the lads that's recently come on.
Yeah.
He's quite vulnerable. He's just received a life sentence. He's stating to us that he's under threat on the unit.
Yeah.
But you being on the spur all the time, I need to know whether he's going to be okay, because if he is under threat, I need to move him off the unit.
Yeah, this is the one that came in for the murder?
Yes.
Yes, I'm aware. Yeah, I can sort that out, not a problem.
Just 3 days into the job, Officer John Aldridge has been given the duty of checking on the high-risk prisoner Walker's worried about. he makes a shocking discovery and immediately calls Gooch and fellow officers for assistance.
Just wait, because they're going for himself. Open the door, so go in. That's it, go on. They ain't coming in, don't worry, they're not coming in, they're not coming in, they're not coming in.
The inmate is covered in blood in what appears to be an act of self-harm.
Yeah, HL is code red, saying code red charging unit 3.
A code red is called when blood has been spilled.
What's he trying to do? He's cut himself up. Oh, I know. I saw him like 3 minutes ago. Yeah.
I'll get you another towel.
What's your name? What's up, mate?
Now, sit down. Get off. Hold that over your neck. Hold that on your neck. Get them Mr. Aldridge. Get everyone away.
Spurs 3 behind your doors, please!
While Aldridge clears the wing, Gooch steps in to take charge of the situation.
What's going on? I'm sure it's going on. They're all me. Who? Everyone.
They're not.
Listen.
It's not you. It's not you. It's not you. Oh, listen, I promise you.
Well, it feels like it's me.
Mr. Aldridge is one discovered on Mr. Shear. Mr. Aldridge, yeah.
I come up and done his check at 2:30, and he's on 2 hour of the obs. He pressed his cell bell, so I come up and he was banging on the door. I thought, I couldn't see what through the obs guys. I thought he smashed his head open. It was all pouring down his...
We've got a vulnerable inmate that's been given a life sentence, suffering from very severe paranoia, but the paranoia's got so much that he's decided to take a razor and cut his throat all the way around. Where the officers were at the door and they wanted to go in, he's then paranoid the officers are going to hurt him. So I went in on my own and he handed over the knife and we've managed to treat him and he's gone off. But someone like that needs to be down healthcare to get their head in the right place.
I'd done the check.
Yeah, no,
25 minutes before.
That's fine. It's not you that done it, was it? You're doing your job, mate. You're all right.
Yeah.
That new officer's probably never seen anyone cut themselves up before. It takes a bit of getting used to.
You find him?
Yeah.
You okay?
Not sure, really, to be honest.
Yeah, we should have a chat after.
I can't
Say
even
you
get
back to me if you want.
That's right. Yeah. You've got the care team available if you need anyone. Yeah. We'll go out the back and have a chat in a minute, yeah?
An estimated 150 million a year is spent on mental health services for inmates, but incidents of self-harm and suicide are at a record high. In Downview, Gemma James is back in trouble and waiting to see the duty governor.
I'm nervous. Mr. Constance. He's known me half my life and he likes to give me the pep talk like that he cares about me and this, that, but he won't be that lenient with me.
Gemma was caught trying to climb a prison fence. Now she faces an adjudication, which could add time to her sentence.
We adjourned this for you to seek legal advice, didn't we?
Yeah.
Did you seek that?
No, because I sacked my solicitor. So,
You sacked your solicitor?
Yeah. So he won't represent me.
So, this next charge.
Governor Miss James attempted to climb the fence between the AstroTurf and the chapel after making threats to climb on a roof. She had to be assisted down and escorted back to the wing. That concludes the evidence.
Thank you. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
So where did you think you was going to end up?
Here, down the sea.
No. When you're climbing the fence.
Well, nowhere really. I was just frustrated and angry and I wasn't thinking and I was being impulsive.
How does that not happen again?
I can't guarantee that nothing will happen again, but I'm hoping that I've passed that stage now and when I've realised that everyone still supports me no matter what I do, I don't want to let myself down or anyone else.
In light of all you've said, Gemma, and obviously, you know, the evidence you've presented to me and the things that have been mentioned before, it's inevitable that I find this charge proven. Okay. Can I have the conduct report, please?
She can be very polite and follow the regime, and on the other hand, she can be rude and disobey the prison regime. Miss James is a manipulative person and was manipulating staff in the past to gain certain things like emergency vapes or be allowed to get her TV back. Recent days, I've seen Miss James under the influence of a substance on many occasions and also causing problems like jumping through the window.
Looking at your adjudication report and your conduct reports, there's been more downs and ups. So, you're sitting at the moment then with 14 days stoppage of earnings at 80% and 14 days loss of canteen. And that's it.
Thank you.
All right.
Because you know that we've known each other about 15 years, so I'm grateful.
It's been a while, isn't it?
Thank you.
I've known Gemma an awful long time, and it's very easy to get depressed ourselves when you see people coming back and not seemingly changing. But actually, she struggles sometimes to see the good in herself, and there's plenty there. She's got lots to give. So yeah, fingers crossed.
I'm worried that I'll get into debt because I've got lots of canteen for 2 weeks. But we're going to manage that with the
Gemma got lots of canteen on her adjudication, which means that she can't order any vapes, she can't order any phone credit, she can't order chocolate, she can't order anything like that. She'll probably start playing about and trying to get any way she can get anything.
Thank you for all your help.
All right. Just don't stop messing about.
Thank you.
In Bullingdon, rookie officer John Aldridge has also been called to a meeting with the governor.
To John? Yes, Mr. John. Yeah. Nice to see you. You all right? Yeah. I just want to catch up with you about that if I can.
A third of prison officers quit within a year of starting the job.
Yeah, good, thanks.
So Governor Ian Blakeman is keen to check on John after he witnessed a case of self-harm 2 days ago.
So, obviously, massively traumatic event you had the day before yesterday.
Yeah, stuff like that.
So it's shaking you up a bit?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't sleep at all on Wednesday night.
No. Self-harm with that magnitude isn't that common, I think that's fair to say, isn't it? So, that was pretty traumatic. I'm sorry you went through that early on, but...
I guess, in hindsight, in another 6 months, it will probably be quite character building.
You've got a lot of experience into your first week, so... Pretty traumatic for anyone to deal with, but particularly difficult, I think, for someone who's just come into the job. That could be a defining moment for him. I just want to see how he was, but clearly shaken up, but seems to be doing OK.
I'd advise you go and do some work before you'll get behaviour warnings. I think the job as a whole is, yes, what you expect it to be. Some days it's not. Sometimes you don't expect to open a door and find blood gushing out of someone's neck.
Officers are quitting the service every month, and staff are increasingly forced to deal with extreme situations.
I didn't get no vapes in my canteen.
Yeah, well, you've blown that, Gemma, from this morning with your behaviour.
So we've also recommend that you're going to get them, but it's, from what they're saying, it's not genuine.
Just 1 week on from her adjudication, Gemma resorted to violence after losing her vapes. She smashed her cell window in frustration, and staff were forced to take action.
From what I can gather, she's been asking for vapes because they didn't turn up in her canteen. She's quite rude to staff. She started to rip up the mattress, so we had to take that out. And she just screamed at us all to get out. And as we left, she started to take her clothes off and to tie ligature up at the bars.
So I've been sat around for 2 weeks doing nothing. Obviously, I started getting high again, and it's not good for me.
We can't give up on her, really, because if we give up, then she's going to give up. She just needs to see that people actually care, and having that person there to consistently keep on top of her, I think, is what she needs, and she'll eventually take it on herself.
Hopefully one day I'll get a dash shit over you, and I'll take the punishment on the chin. As long as I get shit in your mouth.
Every day, on average, 230 prisoners are in transit around the prison estate.
Good luck to you, mate. Stop, yeah? Keep your hands up, don't come back.
They're either released, transferred between jails, and some are relocated within the same prison. This churn can drastically affect the delicate stability of a wing.
Stick that Smith, then, in 2:30, OK? Well, we're coming in the office for, fellas. The last time I tell you.
Am I going 302?
302, yeah.
Can I see him sell, yeah?
He's fussy, isn't he?
He is a bit.
He just fucking got here.
On C Wing, one influential prisoner is on the move.
Morning.
Anthony Gooch has spent over 5 months on remand for armed robbery. Now, all the charges against him have been dropped, and he's a free man.
Millsy, keep your chin up, brother. I'll send you an email, all right? Go on, mate.
Gooch was an insider, a violence reduction rep. For me, Gooch leaving that particular spur is going to cause a few issues because they had it nice and settled. We don't advocate self-policing, but it remained quiet. In a selfish way, I'm a bit peed off because I've now got to start again and find out who's going to be top dog, as they say. Somebody else is obviously going to be trying to take over their spot. So there will be a power struggle for the next week or so.
No, I was there, so you should try to set it with plugs. Duck back, boom, one on his arse. Second one to hit me with a plug.
As Gooch leaves Bullingdon, a veteran of the prison system is settling into C Wing. Aaron Dos Santos is inside for robbery and violence. He's been relocated from another part of the jail.
What are you doing over here, Dos Santos?
I was just speaking to my friend that I haven't seen in a long time.
OK. Can you relocate back on Spur 3, please? Thank you very much.
All right, Azor.
Just watch Dos Santos and Tattoo guy. Yeah. And just watch him. The Spur has felt a little bit uneasy since he's arrived on the Spur. So it was quite calm relatively before, but it's now a little bit up and down.
Get me, I'm trying to make sure my mum's got a bit of money there. My mum broke. Like, I grew up broke, fuck all. So I started stealing shit. I started, like, as a youth, I thought, what? If I like it, why don't I just take it? Then it just started from there. Started running up in bandos, this, that, the other. It's just life, innit? I don't want to live this life. I do it because I have to.
Dos Santos has been moved onto the wing after causing trouble elsewhere in the prison. Staff want to keep a close eye on him in the hope that they can prevent further disruption.
Miss Robbins, I believe you're going to IR the conversation that you overheard regarding Dos Santos.
You're not about to dump
Is it the basic come back from Free Flow and said to Dos Santos that
it is the basic.
he's heard that beef's going to go down. I don't know who it was between. That was all I heard, really, so maybe just keep an eye on him.
If he goes off the unit, there are other prisoners within the establishment that intend to harm him.
Now that's you missed the fucking spot. Now that's so childish for cover, isn't it? I don't care. It's not a proper prison. It's like a training camp for officers. Like, it's not run like a proper job. I've been coming in since I was 18. I've been doing this shit for years. Done like 23 jails, so this ain't nothing. So,
Did you have a lot of mates on you?
yeah, got mates all over the jail. Got a lot of people that want to kill me as well. But life, innit?
Gemma Janes has now been in the segregation unit at Downview for a week after smashing her cell window. She's not allowed visitors or interaction with other prisoners, though she is allowed post.
This is my favourite one because I never had one from funkypigeon.com. Read it out. So it says, to Gemma, happy birthday, thinking of you on your special day. You're a pain in the arse, but I'll always love you, sis. Hope you are well and staying positive. Hope you have a lovely day. Love always, Amy, and loads of kisses.
Another year older, and having had time to reflect, Gemma's come to a realisation.
I cannot beat the system.
It was double trouble, wasn't it, yesterday?
The ball's in your court, really. I know the last 24 hours, we've been behaving well.
Yes.
Before that, not so good.
No.
Yeah, and like you say, you're not going to get what you want, and
No.
you have admitted defeat.
Do you remember the story about the two wolves?
No.
Native American story. Brave went to the chief and he said, there's a battle raging within me. It's tearing me apart. There's one wolf saying, tear, kill, get revenge, hate. And the other wolf is saying, no, be kind, look after the planet, look after each other. I cannot live with this battle within me. Which wolf is going to win? And the chief says it's the wolf you feed.
Be the Gemma that we've seen before, because we've seen the good and the bad in you.
Yeah. I'm very grateful. Thank you for having me.
Like many persistent offenders in Britain's jails, Gemma's many problems appear to stem from drug abuse.
Introduced me to drugs when I was 14. It's ruined my whole life. But I'm scared that when I get out, where am I going to go? Like, am I going to end up just going back to what I know?
Muslim convert Gemma is planning to observe Ramadan. With her release date looming, she hopes it will inspire her to keep out of trouble.
Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. As-salatu karim minam. As-salatu karim minam. I have to do it for Allah because everyone loves food, so we fast with our food. No sex, no. Even this, look, it tells you on here for fasting what you're not allowed to do, and it actually says on here. It says no eating, drinking, swallowing, masturbation with ejaculation, smoking, swallowing water when gargling, vomit, taking medication or blood or drugs. So I can put water in my mouth and spit it out because I know my lips are going to be very dry. I think I've become a better person when I'm being a Muslim and I'm being sincere in my heart. I feel something different and I feel very uplifted.
Isn't Ramadan soon as well?
Yeah.
You're going to stop vaping?
I have to. I've got no choice, but I'm going to struggle. I have to because I want to do it from my heart and I want to be forgiven for everything that I've done.
Yeah. Gemma's got a lot more positive attitude behind her at the moment. I don't know what's happened. I think she's surrounded by a few better people, maybe, and that's encouraging her to behave herself and stay off the spice. She's getting out of debt, and hopefully this will last a bit longer than last time.
I feel like I'm having a constant battle with myself in my head every day, all the time, because I don't want to be like this anymore. I don't want to do the things that I do. I'm tired, I'm bored, I'm sick of it. And the only way I can find peace with that is the fact that I'll tell myself that I wasn't born Muslim, I wasn't born out of love. If I was born out of love and marriage and religion, maybe things might have been different.
She'll always be Gemma. That's something we can't change, but we've just got to change her mindset rather than her as a person, because she's who she is and she can't change what she's done in the past, but she can change the way things pan out for her in the future.
I think Gemma has an ability to make something of her life. She's just a person that needs to find herself first.
In an ideal world, I wish that in 5 years, I would be 5 years drug-free. And I would definitely hope that I wouldn't be in here, in prison. I would rather kill myself, that's telling the truth.
In Bullingdon, officers are concerned about a power vacuum after influential top dog prisoner Anthony Gooch left C Wing.
Guys, pack it in!
The mood on the wing has changed dramatically, especially since the arrival of new inmate Aaron Dos Santos.
Where you're locked up all day, so when you get out, you got all this energy, so you got to do something with it.
What are you doing out here anyway?
It doesn't matter to me what I'm doing.
Seawing, Mark Walker. Yes, not good, but go on.
As prisoners jockey for position, disorder is spreading across the wing.
You'll have one thing, and it's like everyone knows, and then all of a sudden everyone joins in, and they just jump on the bandwagon.
This was recovered by the phone boxes. It's solid metal. It's come from one of the prisoners' chairs. So yes, if you get that wrapped around your head, or even around your body, you'll do some serious damage.
The violence is escalating, and there's now a serious threat of anarchy on C Wing.
Not interroging this one, right? I'm taking it to the seg now.
In Bullingdon Prison, officers are now battling to keep control of C Wing.
Before anybody leaves this unit prisoner-wise, they will be completely rubbed down, searched, and they will be wanded. The information we've received is something is going to happen. Okay, keep an eye on me.
You've been given instructions, you refuse to comply. One time, here we go.
In just over a week, there have been multiple assaults, one so serious the police have been called in.
Last chance. That's what we said, we'll do it later.
Governor Ian Blakeman calls a meeting of staff to review CCTV footage of a particularly serious in-cell assault.
Obviously, people are aware we've had a number of assaults over the last couple of weeks in cell.
He needs to identify culprits and interrogate how they did it.
The bit we really want to take from this is just how sophisticated the distraction attempts are.
So one of the ones involved in the first assault, I believe, is having a good old chat with Officer Robbins, and she said he acted weird because he then puts his hand over his mouth, so she's had to really concentrate on what he's saying. Eventually, as they come down to the cell, you'll see he speeds up and actually stands in her view in front of that cell. So he's distracting her. Yeah. And then you'll see the cellmate go in on one of the others, and then they quickly disperse.
There's something really serious behind this, and we need to stamp it out.
The crackdown begins. Officers have been told to target the suspected ringleaders.
We received information that 5 prisoners were involved.
Are we going to do this sensibly? Hands up to your chest for me, please. There we go. Right, now let's all stand up and let's all be sensible, shall we?
So they've been relocated from their cells down to the SSCU pending an investigation. C Wing is currently locked down.
In all, 13 prisoners end up in the segregation unit.
Lovely. Thank you, everyone.
Among them is Aaron DeSantos, who's been linked to one of the most serious assaults.
Obviously, I'm worried. I've got 9 months left. If somehow or by some bullshit they manage to say I'm involved, I'm fucked.
And what about the other guys? Do you know the other guys that are involved?
Yeah, I know everyone involved. Like, I live with the people that are involved, like, or allegedly involved.
It's going to be quite busy and noisy down here, isn't it?
Duty Governor Tarina Greenslade has come to the segregation unit to update all the prisoners on the investigation.
Just doing Governor's rounds. How are you? Why are you down here?
Fuck knows.
Well, have a try. Why do you think you're down here?
It's not fair, because I haven't done fuck all wrong.
And I'm not saying you
I'm willing to tell you my story, what happened.
But it's subject to a police investigation, so it wouldn't be appropriate for you to tell me about it. You need to tell them about it when they come back and speak to those that are suspected of being involved.
So I have to stay down until Monday?
Yes.
All right.
All right.
Oh, Miss Mason! Just leave it. We carry on doing the rounds.
Mrs. Santos, how are you?
I could be better.
I'm not going to make it any better for you. Or, yes, until Monday at the earliest, all right?
Monday at the earliest? Yeah. You want to get shit out?
Potentially, yes.
Look, I understand that. I'm happy. I'm not happy with it, but cool. I'll go. You know me, I'm used to this block
Can we get a shield and observe that, make sure he's OK, but you must have a shield there because the obs panel's come through, please. Thank you, Nigel. I'll get the gate. I thought he'd put the obs panel out.
The priority now for staff is to relocate those believed to be responsible for the attack.
Those that were involved, they're trying to arrange transfers to other establishments around the country. Mr. DeSantos left the unit. He has been security moved away from Bullingdon to another establishment out of area. With his history of assaults and violence, a lot of establishments will not take him, but he will not be returning to this prison.
As Dos Santos leaves, officers regain control of C Wing.
Stop! Shut up!
But it's not the only change on the wing.
Yeah? Don't call me a dickhead again. I've got a good relationship with quite a lot of prisoners on this wing, and it'll be very sad when I leave them in some ways, because, you know,
at 9. Charlotte and Sydney need to put their differences aside to rescue Miss Lamb in Sanditon on Sunday night at 9. And it was another chilling episode of